Sesko in sense no because enwere na Manchester United supporters amani panda and no matter say Benjamin Sesko e Newcastle omba Manchester United ana ye didi nkomo kakra wo ho the attorney say as it stands now two clubs pana omo pe Benjamin Sesko Manchester United and Newcastle. Now between Manchester United and Newcastle no you see deep inside Benjamin Sesko. On one kasa team pa pepa no Manchester United boboku no. Enfa ho se Manchester United embo Champions League omunko Europe. Ebeye Premier League, FA Cup ni EFL no. Abrante ne de Manchester nie Newcastle nie de ope Manchester United boboku no. Eka ho bi ana Manchester United ema omo director of recruitment Christopher Vivel leading negotiation because one Christopher Vivel no ono nim Leipzig boboku no because why adwuma wo hopen onim Benjamin Sesko ono ankasa because at the time Leipzig e kwakofa no na o ka ho bi ana onim Benjamin Sesko ni agency eye pro transfer for no et Manchester United for appointee Christopher Vivel say only the negotiation Benjamin Sesko no crest on the Manchester United players mienu di nkomo te se na ano de betu dwa no oni delete ana Bruno Fernandez edi nkomo amomaka chance oba Manchester United a ebebo mboboku no Manchester United approach Leipzig for no after some Manchester United any pro transfer for ne kasa ye no Manchester approach Leipzig for ne say ye pese ma branch friend say Benjamin Sesko ni ebefa no Manchester United and Leipzig kidin komo negotiate no Leipzig for ebo Manchester United 75 million euros plus add-ons a bit mako almost be 80 million euros. And Manchester United say sa is can was through into your monteso. And when they come out Leipzig for koka say 75 million euros any add-ons no was through there. And then Manchester United and Sesko and Rasmus Højlund and Kahu and Befa Benjamin Sesko. So Leipzig for proposal to Manchester United say semun timi ntua sa 75 million euros ne dia mun Sesko kakra na mun fa Rasmus Højlund so embeka ho na mun beje Benjamin Sesko and Manchester United for decide say and commit my yes I do ni kra na enkoye separate deals say yentua musika mamo na mususu mun tua Rasmus Højlund sika emaye omo mpene say omo discount Rasmus Højlund e ton person ye ni separate deals so negotiation cost between Manchester United and Leipzig Manchester for the omo gidi say omo nsa beka Rasmus Højlund Benjamin Sesko na no na enra ye da hwana story ne sha say pejia say Newcastle for a contact Benjamin Sesko ni agency pro transfer for no na according to reports no yes Newcastle for no say dwane de Manchester United na edwana Newcastle for say ni nyina ne say eskana Manchester United that propose di ama Benjamin Sesko ni nyina no Newcastle for no edibi akoka ho Newcastle for no a propose say Benjamin Sesko ne 5.6 million euros na oje no Leipzig no on be double ne di ama no on be man contract 5 years ekosi 2030 Sir Leipzig for 75 million euros na Manchester United for say omonte so no omo Newcastle for no ready to pay 90 million euros e di ama Leipzig bobuku no et Manchester for mpokra ne Leipzig negotiate for 75 no say omonte mbra from no Newcastle for ko hu pro transfer for no omo do maka che pro transfer for no say Manchester say omo ntimi ntua 75 million euros na dia omo Newcastle for you ready to pay 90 million euros e dia ma Leipzig ana akra no 5.6 million euros no ombesa double no dia ma akra no enti ama say yes pro transfer for no omo dwen asesa because as a Manchester slow na according to reports no ken won say Benjamin Sesko Slovenia ni na Slovenia reporters any journalists are almost Slovenia report say yes say former Liverpool coach Klopp advice say Benjamin Sesko say emane nko Manchester onko Newcastle mum on say Klopp on a head of global football Edema Red Bull and Leipzig under Red Bull enti Red Bull omo clubs omo wiase nyina no they advise you omo no Klopp so according to journalists and reports are a free Slovenia ba no yes say former Liverpool coach Klopp advice say Leipzig and Benjamin Sesko say so person develop here onko Newcastle emane nko Manchester United by as it stands now yes see Abrante no ɔne ne family ɛbɛtena se no me decide baby ebetimi aboa no ontimi making the final decision pa say as to say obekɔ Manchester United and also obekɔ Newcastle enti obi a train Benjamin Sesko ne final decision ebeba bankofo so hu ne second ɛyɛ krɔkrɔ de John ɛyɛ pro transfer for no a ɔmo na handle Benjamin Sesko no ɔmo pɛ sɛ Manchester United accelerate transfers no so yɛ train Benjamin Sesko ne final decision ba as it stands now yes Newcastle for no so de ɔmo bid e de akwa akɔmɔ ɔmo na Saudi ne Bruno Fernandez nkɔmɔ no mehu sɛ ɔde bebre na aba initially Saudi for ne ha Bruno Fernandez pa ana ɔyɛ sɛ ɔnkɔ ɔbɛtena Manchester United ɛma Manchester United supporters ne obi ani gye sɛ Sesko kakrakawi u Bruno Fernandez wetimi a reject dia ɛkyɛ sɛ ɔdɔ Manchester ken coach a ɔma Bruno Fernandez free Italy ɛsa ba Portugal ɛma ni football ni sabe pejai no ɛyɛ Jorge Jesus the current coach of El Nassr at the time ana Bruno Fernandez ɛwɔ Sampdoria na nkɔfo nse de hu no ɛyɛ Jorge Jesus ana na saa time o coach Sporting Lisbon ana ma Sporting Lisbon for no ɛkɔfa Bruno Fernandez free Sampdoria ɛde ne ba Portugal ɛyɛ the same coach ana say o coach ɛyɛ El Nassr ɛyɛ no ana waka kyerɛ Miguel Finho ɛyɛ Bruno Fernandez akonto sa yɛ ni agent enti ɛyɛ coach na o coach El Nassr no ana air force Miguel Finho say ɔmo convince Bruno Fernandez
na akonto na yɛ ni agent
yes okay ɔmo convince Bruno Fernandez na onsambra ɛyɛ El Nassr bobo nim already ɔmo akɔ Joao Felix na eska nye problem enti die hia ne sɛ ɔmetima convince Bruno say ombra enti coach na ɔkɔfa ne free Sampdoria no ɛde ne ba Sporting Lisbon no ai bema Bruno Fernandes benya form no ɔno na sese o coach El Nassr a waka kyerɛ Miguel Finho say on convince Bruno Fernandes but Bruno Fernandes stance ɛyɛ clear on free Manchester United on ko Saudi Manchester United ana yɛ ne future ana yɛ ne daakye bon pese ɔmo bonus ketuo enti say baby akwa akwisi no na ken enkomo we yɛ ni can depend say Barcelona ɔmo right side ɔmo right back no Hansi Flick assettle first choice eye Kunde na Kunde ni wa we decide say Eric Garcia anebebo so Hector Font ni tikeka na eno na yese newly promoted side our France Paris FC akobusa Barcelona say Hector Font no ometime jamu amana be piem our French League because omo Paris FC no afi na omatimi enya promotion aba French League anim enti omo pe players ometimi aba be compete na ba ometimi aka eye French League anim enti Hector Font no se Barcelona betimi aton ne dia ma eye Paris FC a Barca fo ne die wa udis kabeba ai scan be so Barcelona ani no ometimi ja Hector Font mu so Paris FC fo no aba say omo pe Hector Font it's up to boy no any Barcelona say omo ne Paris FC fo no betimi negotiate Chelsea player friend say Christopher Nkunku ni agent eye Pini Zahavi no opetin kese e de ama Christopher Nkunku Chelsea ama boy na ya aware say ombeton boy no na initially Pini Zahavi ekohu Inter Milan for say anko the boy na ba Inter Milan ana Inter Milan for e communicate che Pini Zahavi say omo main target e ya Ademola Lookman omo wi Ademola Lookman e be den say ombetima call another player ho by as it stands now Ademola Lookman ni Inter deal no aye bibia wo ho eno na say Inter Milan asa akofre Pini Zahavi say omumbra no omu negotiate for in Christopher Nkunku because Ademola Lookman deal no aye bibia wo kakra so as it stands now Inter Milan after say Pini Zahavi e offer Christopher Nkunku de mo a omo ka so omo hwa Ademola Lookman no Inter for asa afre Christopher Nkunku ene Pini Zahavi say omumbra no omu negotiate Inter Milan for ebesia roof agency for no weekendi no match how we metima convince Atlanta for big bi omo de bekobia no Atlanta for si isua enti say no mo hwe say Ademola Lookman anye ya eye team my friend say eye Inter Milan ebetwe Christopher Nkunku enra ana yede eye Isaac story ne ba bebre ken seminim semra nwumre hu bi say yesi Liverpool for emfa second bid nko Isaac biema so story ne ba intina Liverpool for ni busa say no kra bi wom say Liverpool for MBD biema na de tie ne say after say Newcastle rejected Liverpool for first bid no Sa first bid no mo reject no. Eno nkyerɛ Liverpool enko for second bid. Newcastle for Emma Liverpool for conditions ansa no metumi accept bid no. Conditions ne ba ko ye say ombenya replacement for Isaac. The etoso omo pe 150 million pounds. Any conditions are Newcastle for setting Edema Liverpool for no. And the frontier Liverpool for ebe hold on for now ne say. Omo twen ama Newcastle ayo omo next move. Say Newcastle for enya new striker ni manimu ya. Liverpool the second bid ne be kwa ni manimu ya. By say Newcastle for enya omo striker omo pa. And Liverpool for be prepare sa is kana na wo kan 140 million pounds no e de akwa akoma Newcastle for. So Liverpool for second bid no e be depending on the next move of Newcastle. So when you striker ni manimu ya de Liverpool for e the second bid be kwa ni manimu ya. Say omo enya striker ni manimu ya Liverpool for e the 140 million pounds no e be ko omo second bid. On say Ramon Plains na eye enkane Barcelona. Eye omo director of football. Eye ni time ana Barcelona for kofa Ronald Araujo de buy. Na at the time ana papa ni ye director of football de Barcelona no. Eye ono ne ka che Barcelona mpanyim for say Ronald Araujo na Barcelona akwa sign no a o leading negotiation. A ono Ramon Plains no Barcelona akwa sign no. Obey the next Puyo. The next Gerard Piqué Bernabeu of Barcelona. Enti na u penipa ba kwa owo gidie pa wo Ronald Araujo mpa na eye Ramon Plains. Say on the director of football Edema El Ittihad. Na El Ittihad boboko no. Say on person mu ya no so dominate Saudi league no. That's the reason why omokofa N'Golo Conte. Omokofa Benzema. Omokofa Fabinho. Omokofa Danilo. Na papa ne decide say omo team na person omo hye for the new season no. Departments ni nyina ni sim say omo quality ho bebre. By baby omo lake kese pa no the center back defense so enti omo ne El Ittihad for no plan say omo betima akọ Barcelona no omo the bid akọ Barcelona say omo akọfa Ronald Araujo enti interview na so a Ramon Plains ekoye interview say one of the best defenders we see Ronald Araujo ni nyina na say El Ittihad for no plan 60 to 70 million euros for brand friend say Araujo enti omo de kwa akọma Barcelona say Barcelona betimi accept ya na Araujo aba be ka Benzema ana N'Golo Conte ho ebe ete ezeni Arsenal nkomo no ken Arsenal transfer committee no SAD nkomo biem omo shi Arteta na Arteta ka kiro mo say ebe ete ezeni anani abre nso bebrebe no ohia as a number 10 player enye left winger enti say Arsenal pokra sa asan ebe ete eza Arteta say o say per left winger and the left winger no or specialist left winger. Na ebe eche eze no Arteta hu ni so oye number 10 player. And say Arsenal bo ko nim no, they operating as the number 10. The prime mover no, akwa Martin Odegaard nko a. Say wo call left wing, right winger, omo obe 2-2 players or positions bi omenya be 2-2 players. By Martin Odegaard position no, omo shede nya obi obama Martin Odegaard competition. Enti ono Arteta no, and the current person Arsenal transfer committee Epo omo modern kofa ebereche ezemi nyina na say opeso ode ne bebo number 10. Na wasape a specialist left winger. Enti omo hwe say Crystal Palace ebete bo ne so. Se omo te bo ne so say kukuro ebereche ezeba onko yusu no as a left winger, obe yusu no as a classic number 10. Enti wakache Arsenal transfer committee no. Trabzonspor e Turkey. Last season omo di 7th on the league log e Turkey Super League no. Na omo ni 1692 agency kasa. 1692 agency no omo na represent Raheem Sterling. Na Trabzonspor for any agency na kasa no. Omo de omo so many problem because Chelsea akatch omo say on person omo ton Raheem Sterling. Enti say Raheem Sterling beja to no about Turkey Super League na dia. Omo 1692 for no many problem. Enti de here na say Trabzonspor for no ebetimi ne Raheem Sterling akasa. No ma convince Raheem Sterling. Na Trabzonspor for no person Raheem Sterling ebe the face of the club. Eti say Oko Galatasaray Victor Osimhen and akoye the face of the club no. Trabzonspor 4% Raheem Sterling ebe the face of the club. And on aken, on say Raheem Sterling no pay obi obetime tua ne salary ne kese dia ma no. And am say me kwa hwe Trabzonspor for no almost salary no wages no. Duaje kese pa ye Stefan Savic oje 5.3 million euros. Me hu sa de na me hu say sa de we entimi ba because Raheem Sterling sika no oje no. Ebe dey so better say sika no so. So Trabzonspor for so pay Raheem Sterling. Now it seems say Jose Mourinho ne Fenerbahce die cost over from one person who signed Real Madrid player this season. Fenerbahce di kan ko Brahim Diaz ho ene ye bekan. Omo ko David Alaba ho ya beka. Enu aye ka Fenerbahce Jose ene Rodrigo die no. Ene ye sore ya Fenerbahce say omo say pe Dani Ceballos e dey free Real Madrid. On say okwa Real Madrid midfield na Alonso list no. Madrid midfielders no omo a say so omo ye untouchables no. Eye Tchouaméni, Jude Bellingham, Fede Valverde ana Ada Goulet. Say Camavinga ne Brahim Diaz kra no. Omo no omo ncheda enye obi a Alonso ye ka untouchables na odi omo ka ho. Dani Ceballos kra de. It seems say Alonso ncheda feeling sa e ka ho bi na Dani Ceballos na opese okọ Real Betis no. Me no ka say Jose Mourinho ene Fenerbahce aba say omo pe Dani Ceballos so free Real Madrid bobo ko nim. ESPN ewo Brazil unse ESPN omo wo nkrabata bebre na ESPN Brazil for enra no report to say Rodrigo agree so be call Liverpool team no story no ken enye sa netie Rodrigo ne representatives aye outsourcing omo aka che Pini Zahavi oye super agent say in case against san na Rodrigo Real Madrid for decide so beton a on team kese emfama ono Rodrigo. So Rodrigo representatives say the relate nebusuafo and the control no. Enti oma consult a super agent Pini Zahavi. So Pini Zahavi sa ko share Liverpool for no. And Liverpool e dey two Pini Zahavi anim say eye no kre. Player ba ko omo interest woni mu no eye Rodrigo. Na as it stands now omo focus eye striker Isaac. Enti Liverpool for you to say o manage Rodrigo ne ho. And na Pini Zahavi communicated share Rodrigo ne entourage say eye no kre say Liverpool for so manage omo. So eye ne entourage ne key information no. And the command ESPN Brazil say Liverpool for crash so manage a boy ne ho. By Abrante Fen say Rodrigo no Liverpool for forbid enko Real Madrid. Liverpool for en forbid enko Rodrigo. Nemu Liverpool for express interest e Rodrigo. And to story now be say Real Madrid ain't receive any offer for Rodrigo no eye no kre Liverpool for bid enko. Rodrigo receive any official bid from Liverpool. The interest was say Liverpool for Rodrigo. Chelsea and Xavi Simons agreement for her, verbal agreement for her. Xavi Simons adia to so about Chelsea bobo no. Chelsea adia to say ope Xavi Simons. Omo na verbal you ma agree. So now what's a Chelsea echo share lives the club negotiate bibia. Omo negotiate a advanced stage. Na Bayern for person mo ye insiechire hine. Bayern for no and a person mo ye insiechire hine. Enti eye Bayern for mum ana akwa hu Faustino ana ye Xavi Simons ni nia or representing on the call Germany. At the time at Chelsea catch Faustino say omo nko share lives for no. Enti Faustino ko pie mu e Germany no ana Bayern for e ko share Faustino say omo so e interest e Xavi Simons mu. Enti big be at Chelsea baby di bia omo ye ready so make me out be the Chelsea because no omo focus Eya branch fence Luis Diaz. Omo wie Luis Diaz. Omo open number 10 because they say Musiele pra enti probi oba be sha Xavi Simons eye proper replacement. I will bet my be sha ho. Enti Bayern for na person ko yen sie ni by assistance now. Bibia sesaye ye pe team obe sign Xavi Simons eye Chelsea.
And Xavi Simons decision say on co training. And no one see ho and the Martinez one see ho and again on Baba against Atalanta. And so Ombobi. So now, player can be BNC, the intimate where you team free the IG
ni Bibia.
Uncle training. Well, boycott say uncle training. Bibi Koso between Xavi Simons and Leipzig because a normal deal at Chelsea call Bayern Munich equal or you play over train.
Yeah.
But this is a player training, also mean training.
Uncle.
Says uncle training, and no pay one call. And also when see
match no so
match against Atlanta so Ombobi. E dia de koso ma me Xavi se dia de koso.
Dia koso ni nyina na say Leipzig for no amamu aye tene e dia ma e ni suitors no. On say no mo so gentleman agreement. At the time Leipzig e kwa kofa Xavi Simons so mutu ya 50 million euros. Leipzig for no e be say to ya say on clause. Until Leipzig for no decide say omo beton in pokra na e wo say omunye ska en affectable boku no enemi no mienu nim say team baako a o negotiate a den obedi ni sika ye Leipzig check omo records ni nyina o he Soboslai he Valdio just name them enti omo ye team ba kwa e scan omo open on beje ana Chelsea koshi omo no Chelsea person omo negotiate ana scan ba form ana Leipzig for no ete so kakra de ma Chelsea but still na Chelsea person omo sa negotiate money ba form bi ene ma Chelsea e ka che eye Javi Simons for still no say e bo na omo open Leipzig for na yire so na anhwe ye omo pulli out enti Chelsea for no communicating Chelsea for the pressure ko go for still no so say omo anhwe ye omo pulli out ana boy ni so person move ko Chelsea enti say omo ntimi an fa pressure to Leipzig for no so na Chelsea twi omo wa e be din so benye team bi obaba say oba betua say Sesko
nje say boycott no training na won ko no because of say opesa Leipzig for no or force omo de ma Chelsea
omo accept Chelsea for bid no
John the Bofu club
no Bofu club no
that's almost 50 million
almost 50 million
okay
enti you say pressure aba so pa ye nti ye hwe de ba akwa akosie na Son Heung-min de no Son Heung-min na the contract be 2026 Daniel Levy Ledley King ana Thomas Frank sampany for me ensa we share Son Heung-min Daniel Levy Ledley King ana Thomas Frank share Son Heung-min no ana mo sa ko share CAA base limited for no say on person boy ni renew by Son Heung-min communicate to am say na the target ye say after 10 years obetime free Spurs Oba Spurs bobo konim 2015 we did 10 years e was Spurs team nim 10 seasons no 454 games 173 goals 101 assists and waje a special trophy Europa League at Yama Spurs it's about time in team penifom yensa no Daniel Levy Ledley King and Thomas Frank Asia boy no Oma amp muti or catcher boy or catcher penifo na no in penifo na shia na you say me no ka say most likely so be join Los Angeles FC na Robinho ebano Robinho Junior osi akan de ma Santos say Santos for say the next big player on beton de aba Europe Robinho Junior omo di release clause akọ 100 million euros Robinho ba na we di 17 years no Santos for say omo hu ball na akra ne bo no
say
100 million euros the release clause akra ne 100 million euros say so omo say the number 7 jersey na ma no was Santos enti 100 million euros na omo de airco na ken on say transfer headquarters ye ka asema yemboa enu am be catch say Atletico Madrid Diego Simeone aka kire Enrico Serrose say ope Marcasado efi Barcelona eni ye be breaking story no on say enam baby say Barcelona say ombeje na say ne sitie Barcelona communicate o man kan kire Marcasado omo ka kire Wasserman oni say Marcasado ne Andre mu na wo the same agency
oni did you
Wasserman ana Barcelona communicated to Wasserman for say after the meet ma accept bid no say the etienne say on person making a big sale Femi Lopez Casado and Araujo Casado the any 30 million plus Frankie Dion the any Femi Lopez the any 60 million plus and Araujo the no 60 million plus into sa three players no on bet my bibia na Madrid Ashmero St. Pauli Germany Bundesliga at the bid ekoye omo de 3 million euros eko for Anderlecht so omo per Madrid Ashmero Anderlecht for so omo per 5 million euros for Madrid Ashmero Disasi Newcastle for na catch Chelsea for say omo trainer omo solve striking problem no mu hia omo de bid about Chelsea for Disasi now during the negotiation between Liverpool and Newcastle no ken wey exclusive on say Newcastle for no Saudi public investment 85% and Newcastle Liverpool team no Fenway group Liverpool ko share Newcastle no Newcastle penny for a public investment fund no o ma catch Fenway for no say so mo ton Isaac e de Liverpool America for nim be invest or Saudi Newcastle 85% Saudi public investment fund omo dia
okay
into ma catch Liverpool for say so mo ton Isaac e de mo ma omo be invest or Saudi ticket bebre na wa ha say bebre na wa ha say na Darwin Nunez there no bid no 70 million euros ana Hilal on the call 70 million ana Federico Chiesa
Darwin Nunez 70 million
yes Federico Chiesa so Fulham and Celtic about for loan
Federico Chiesa
yes loan
that is a 70 million for say
and I said Darwin Nunez
they say what you call exactly 45
oh
45 40 70 the money be copa
January Ena Mekaya El Nasafo omo for Karumi Tuma omo the 75 million pounds in a buy and omo a bogu ye quickly they moved to Darwin Nunez Ken, sign over the bar for Darwin Nunez. 10 years 75.
75.
Now 75 Liverpool are rejected here. Oh Hilal. June we are your August. Oh they 70 neighbor. Or Giant. Okay, there be.
European clubs want to talk about 75.
So the Saudi Arabian club should put up a proper offer. That guy, he needs to be very careful. Sure. Leipzig any club with Sisika top player. And I don't know what Lois or Penda. And I know the highest. Anyway, on which you have 50 million euros. In fact, total package na 80 million euros. But 30 million euros add-ons no you realize it fans on 50 and which year. The idea for RB Leipzig can say yanton na ye Jessica no na ye one year to free PH for ni semua ye betimi aton abo before from ye ton ade na no mo ye e na amfa and say boy the performance last season she dey hu so now Chelsea comes and now conference okay ye 50 million euros akofa player Chelsea should give us 70 Chelsea see into okay Francis Fabra na Chelsea for nyam fa maya why are you pushing the move and say no oh, Jesus Christ say Jabi Simons per se Leipzig for 50 million euros which is not fair
you're going to confirm
and you're fair back cry
and the Chelsea for 1
okay you see
Javi Simons or money chama e be so we be try Sesko kesi
oh Leipzig is a business o one can say him say business na mfa but 50 million euros that be onje I think 60 million euros a ideal na just one more car when you for so be 10 million I mean they are good to go inti tio Leipzig for nan ka so mon ton no this is where the argument the boy is not getting Leipzig say we will sell you, but at the right price. It is a pressure be the McLaren will be. It should go to Chelsea. What's the going on making? Because there are clubs who are setting down to say the Newcastle for a year. But wait here, I am willing to sell. Name give us the proper price that we want, which is 60 million euros. It makes a lot of sense. Why no? I dare not yen for so be any so. Sir, me ko yi RB Leipzig any fee me IG so for what purpose? Anyway, yeah, they were. They be biane ye wom. Kitu ebiso about Makasado situation. Ken, omo bokwan e de amagavi na wadwen ma so. And now on Hans the Flake ebe ye interview say captaincy no onu ohu Gavi as part intime. Enye mo said omkoto about the Gavi Becker captain for no any problem. And Hans the Flake say ohu Gavi as a 6 and the number 8. Now, take this, say, yeah, be call walk up. Gavi no say only position wa Barcelona. It's a some per position man. Hans the Flake per boy nasam. On say now no preseason about Gavi Pedri. Now, Frankie the Young never fast 6 because last season time Hans the Flake ebebano. We are all discussing Barcelona need Deku. They were discussing someone no fan as a number 6. They discussed Martins Zubimendi. And Rodri Dimbemu. They discussed a lot of players, including Nico Gonzalez, and no Porto, and now no call Manchester City. No, into the Barcelona 4 pen number 6. Me what? And no more preseason. Now, coach say, let me go and try Marc Casado and Marc Bernal because before preseason, I don't see any deco akoshe Barcelona Athletic for more bobo. And I'll say Marc Casado, he was the captain of Barcelona Athletic. And the Marc Bernal can go try omo, but may try omo search in the market for number 6. Nyamia dom omo ko preseason no and ko Fadema Marc Casado. Any Marc Bernal and Barcelona forces then they jai number 6 to. Any rush season ideally they no a senior mom e Marc Casado. But Marc Bernal no enya coach ni munyam because obana born na no bono coach ni penasam. And the Marc Bernal started say obo. And go pray. And the Marc Casado take it over. Marc Casado bossa November. Luis de la Fuente, Spanish national team, Omoko boss Switzerland, ne Denmark, friend. Into this guy was speaking at the right time. And December no onya slight injury na Frankie de Jong sanso be take it over bio. Into number 6 no, he moved from Mark Bernal to Mark Casado to Frankie de Jong. And Frankie Abosam as they say Frankie de Jong na young penasam say wabe the main guy in the team. It is a say Barcelona for midfield no. I have Frankie de Jong, Pedri, Dani Olmo. Where is Gavi? It is a say no, Cesadia. I was Barcelona share possible options. I will feel because number 6 one I hear cano. Say Mark Bernal ya Feta. I Frankie de Jong, Mark Bernal, Gavi. In any case, I couldn't wear dia Eric Garcia can play there. Into options na adore so I was 6 position because coach you know number 8 party say game no wear dia no be Gavi as a number 8 but proper game of Barcelona per control on Gavi as a number 8. Gavi no so be no as a number 6. It is a say no options now also. And yes, idea we would love to keep Casado. Casado no dey. Barcelona from pamu no gidi sao. O team di mu. Nemo sebi di bia bana eyo okay ah. They are good to go. Some can't just say win the way Barcelona will have to sell a player. Supporters in the bigger, but that's the reality. And see, Casado no dey. Kodie says Sika Basisia Barcelona will allow him to go. Nemo. Where do we fix Gavi in this conversation? Can all the Gavi be saying? Yeah, call World Cup. Gavi it's not bench or uncle World Cup. They say it is a major headache for the coach.
That's not one way there. We can say that Gavi will not be another. Gavi, you say Casado no manager.
They say no, Barcelona on Quadado.
On to Pedri, on to Olmo, on to Frankie de Jong.
Yes.
I mean, I found a touch.
And see the problem they say Barcelona on Quadado. Marco could test national team.
To be a big level.
Femi Lopez, also so omo complaining kakra no bon national team. Obo national team ebo Olympic Games ni bi under 21 no them. He was all over. Say he's on the bench on your body be left wing go. And they say Xavi the man. Na left wing go no okotu an. Why ma Rashford ne half-finger ho into on team mo. And number 10 no coach on try because number 10 only sa technical ability to play number 10. 10 aye Dani Olmo Femi Lopez. 8 one aye Pedri. She say oh you're untouchable. Into 8 one and now the Gavi akwa Pedri but Pedri ni fit a Gavi on bobo ni bi. And a 6 one Frankie de Jong so aji one afa.
They say Gavi is why fit.
Say why fit. And now also why fit. He's ready to play the rest of the games. But to what position? To what position? What we did. Let's also about transfers in him. We have a story about Hakimi. Now, let me take a few minutes and explain what is happening. Near man, I question one. Again, me say Kylian Mbappe ababo team be defending a down for pa. Na down for Hakimi. And now no more Puerto Rico. Na mamenchi asemu we mu kakra. Girl no ye friend Emily. Na asam no ni nyina na say Hakimi ni girl no na omo chat wo Instagram. Na asami esi about 2 years ago. In fact, I want chat on Instagram sa na e was so mushia to say the be man ni oba ehia ne bi. Na on the 24th of February 2023 and now my lady ne buy. Nti girl ni be do ye no. And now we just Oshano e woni fie inside. Now, from this point, this is the narration of the lady. How do call ya penny for so assembly. Gana say ora fie ho no. Hakimi efe na no.
Ora ha. Hello
Kisi na Akwaba, welcome. Say
I'm not getting any.
Oh, I need to say normal Akwaba. And no. Oh. Of na no. Inti no also wura ho o se Hakimi kra no according to story o se girl no na aka na no too much to fina no se so kosoro ko ro na no ati we bi ke kana no na this is the version of the lady he alleges because court they be prove say no kra na say no kra say Hakimi on from nyina tete won Hakimi ban wo so ofina no esuso no Hakimi se bi eso ne nufu na ordinance e blockade ne ties baako and or the nsa baako to say Bruno Fernandez digital penetration Girl na say time according to the lady, and again this is according to the lady. Say Hakimi a digital penetration. I can't digital penetration at the said here. Kruma a takan of fingers, you know, he was just fingering. Sana Kruma takan or the Ninsasebi error nasi. Into no according to girl no say, okay, I said Dabi uja funjai. But na ujafu enyai. Sana girl e allergy kikaga kanensa. Pacho what did you see? Inti or say actually bufuye e catch and say one kasa Hakimi nyesa and Hakimi yes sir. Inti girl no say of her phone e testing na down for e fa na Nadia. Chene niama na ACC e wo Hakimi fie ho.
I say Hakimi the whole finger. Okay.
Oh, enka digital penetration use sir.
Okay.
Sa bro for mu use the digital penetration.
Ghana use
Ghana dey kind of Inti no it's according to lady no say sa na see and now dey bufu efifie ho koi. But no na down for no air chatting. E chene niama na ACC wo. Inti okọ post station. But first, no say girls okọ post station wan nya na adwen so pesa asam no public. And wan nya adwen so be press charges. Na mum no pesa apostifo meaning they no pesa o nti okọ here there say um pesa be press charges ah. But asam no okọ kan wie ye no weekend as weekend in fact ofri Hakimi fie ho Saturday 1:15 a.m. anajo okọ on the 24th, which was Friday. See, okay, Friday in your mirror. All free or anajo 1:15 because Hakimi can so many training Saturday and panel and no free feel into 1:15 a.m. and no free feel no co stage because say this. Into initial or not say on press charges. That's according to the lady. Into say one story in leaky call Le Parisien. Into some leaky call wanting a pressure started say about posty for us say as some posty for in the ADC. The posty for us lady no crab yes as some on Samson see you. So they had to investigate. No pressure about posty for us. And lady no kofa lawyer, lady no kofa lawyer so as some no present they still insisted so investigate as some no. And lady ne dey WhatsApp messages. Time asana lady ne show ni na or sending messages ama na down for say Hakimi ayemi say why you say into asam na was say like Hakimi so na lawyer be change your party na according to ono so say anya ne sa also omo free an any dey omo free o man na ordinary satu
why be that
dabi say Hakimi asam na ba na me asam me odi be shemye into no me into the see no we dey ba me into Hakimi say wanya ne sa
party dey can be Hakimi na Hakimi kwa dey man mean Hakimi man kwa dey na mo fa ni
asam o into no also wanya ne sa also no dey also like omo for your man no also ni sisi chikeke but say we need dey wanya there to be okay you see metie Daniel mu aka asem bi na ne nkomo no say ye di no Barcelona Madrid nkomo a enya me de yie because ye fa context nto nkomo ne chi Daniel mo say o feel say Barcelona are better signings echen Real Madrid this current window inti senya yesim nim na dada no a Barca be so ele Madrid season way because again last season on show mo 4 and on so making better signings windows we a chain Real Madrid. Na signings ni signings baby because Barca afa Juan Garcia, wafa Marcus Rashford, and wafa Rooney Baji. 3 players we can note this. Madrid afa Dean Howson, wafa Trent Alexander-Arnold, wafa Alvaro Carreras Fernandez, and wafa Franco Mastantuano. But your signings we are Daniel almost says to say Barca will better signings a chain that's of Madrid. Now, this is where the context is. Ken, before Hansi Flick he may take it over now. If you do remember very well, last season before Hansi Ebano, Madrid had won the league, no more the Champions League. It was a season, Madrid was season in also one game in see the contest is that before Hansi Flick came, Madrid was on top. They were on top. Because won the Champions League, won the league no lose so back up. It's no level was okay. And the Madrid call for Kylian Mbappe, Sanso Beckham, already established team. Again, Barcelona who were struggling. Now, in Yaman Koyen Farm, they were struggling to sign players because for Danny Olmo, signing a normal pair, Nico Williams, they did not get it.
Okay.
Inti Ufa window, not the first window of Hansi Flick. Clearly, you could say, Madrid had a better transfer because one, they had a good team, they had brought on Kylian Mbappe. Barcelona had a bad season and almost transfers, so I know okay. But every season, we all know what happened. Barcelona came on top. Now, come to this particular season. Season went go away. Offer Barcelona for signing Somalia. Juan Garcia, he's coming to start. Rashford or your backup. Rooney Baji or your backup. If you take out Juan Garcia, Barcelona signings, they are strengthening the bench rather than strengthening the main team. Madrid, Dean Howson is coming to start. Trent, for now he will start. Alvaro Fernandez, ebe starting. Master Antoine now ebiowe fake ready. But into 3 of their signings so far, signings are ebe strengthen the first 11. Maybe I told you the video yes because say in common only quality say Trent Alexander-Arnold Onimbobo ebia Barcelona sign now. You are wrong. That is not the argument. The argument is that those players, are they going to strengthen the team or they are not going to do that? Any matter of qualities. The better argument, they say, now, Madrid has strengthened on first 11, Barcelona has strengthened on bench. Then, it depends on what will happen in the season, how the coach will use them. Because last year, say, did just the signing, say, chia. And Barcelona and team contested Madrid that, yet they contested them. Bruno Fernandez, Kitwebi. Chambe 1 minute. Okay,
Bruno.
Timer Hilal 100 million eba nanu ya June we ya. Bruno Ebeka se omono. He made statements via Bese nyina ya adwenkoso. First, or say Madrid, but only Manchester United for the side. Manchester decided said they will not sell him. 2, Man U for catch and say omu hie sika bia. 3, Ruben Amorim catch and say ohia ni ye pa. Oh we no. And I say the offer was exciting. Na offer no eberman aye easy man because there were Portugal players in Saudi Arabia. Now, Obia will make such statements. We are tired to say na offer no na exciting. I think kokoha enka adaptation ebe easy man because Portugal players no na a chat window at the two us akwa no. What e be ni now say na say Ronaldo Portuguese. Jorge Jesus, the former coach, Portuguese. João Felix, Portuguese. Sporting director, Simayo, Portuguese. CEO, acting CEO, Semedo, Portuguese. Into Portugal team and the whole CCA. The adaptation is not a problem. Now, this is where the problem is. Aquano, Osuro. So free man you are. And someone back can go in the chilling Yansam Ketua. Nyame Aduma September obedi 31 years old. Inti Eden say he's a legend. Last season it was all about him. Everything went through him. So that team no one quite to say team no air struggle na o legend we jaye ho. Inti say yes sir. Ken Sikana nkofo ne bie so de ama Bruno Fernandez. Say yes sir. Man you cry. Me sure the board of directors 100 million kombeju and yes supporters ne coach ni suro musuro se bia supporters ne beka say we good team no a. And the offer is good for Bruno. The offer is good for Manchester United. Nemo footballing aspect a big disaster if Manchester United allows Bruno Fernandes to leave.
Ken me Bruno de ankamako. Oh, Gabby. Can make us out because there was a player at the Matimbia. Bruno Fernandez aye de Manchester United. Onyanji adebia so abrusu bia at least waboma Manchester United at GFA Cup. Menka sepe the United standard or GFA Cup away BB Derby. But looking at the crop of players, will be sure more Manchester United. Any on ball and not obo. Any day waboma team that team ya jene dear. Me who Bruno Fernandez say why bad for Manchester United. And we shouldn't forget. So a player or 31 years old in football over 30 years away akokra. It's how many years naka Bruno Fernandez and him. Yes, Manchester United team ne honum say Siano. Manchester United team ne dawo say Siano within the next year, 2 years, 3 years. Trophies Buama Bruno Fernandez, Gina Brane, and then in Fefo, a team ya compete when we talk about great players of football, like winning the Premier League, winning the Champions League. What is the guarantee that Manchester United will Bruno Fernandez a manager? There is no guarantee. And then me assure say Manchester United supporters say Bruno ye unia. Obetia tum say baby what do necessary oko. Why any part of the ama club no? The say so ye bi ono no why any dey awie. Bruno born our body ama Manchester United no. Okopie Man City, okopie Real Madrid, okopie Barcelona, okopie Bayern Munich. Probably ka wagiti nkru wa bia ama ni mo ye du anka ye ka great midfielders abebo footballer. Anka the Bruno Fernandez be kan. But because he played for Manchester United, when Timmy and yes are there. Until again, for me, dear, baby, Bruno Ginani, dear, maybe Bruno and come upon Macqua Giscano, because there was all your way. Manchester United, you can now grab a person in Twinto because he can go. Club and Casasusu Nieska. They are only afraid, say, Omoma Bruno Qua supporters at the Becasa. I don't know who's slow, but Timmy Baby Ginano, so be more 100 million. Manchester United. Ken, one Laporta could interview no BBC and say 10 years Barcelona near Champions League. On country almost a team be anywhere so beating the Champions League every season. And in football, Champions League started in 1955. You are born 70 years. Team Awaji Kesia Power just saying. Waji 15. It is a yabo competition in 70 years. Now say the Awaji Kesia Power Aji 15. Then clearly it is not a trophy you're dealing with ease. When it comes to the Champions League, every trophy has their drought. Like every team. And when a drought period or one or come retinti more than Champions League, no one to be. The last time I asked J Champions League, open one of the teams to my successful, our Champions League want to be near us and Penfield, or 4 trophies. The last time our J Champions League was in 1995. There were 2025 more. There is no guarantee. Said the next 5 years I asked about the Champions League. But it's here 2025 now. We can have 30 years. Ojanje Champions League maybe. Manchester United won their first Champions League title in 1968. And Manchester United gained the first Champions League title. Ken, or the second one no. Now Manchester United achieved 31 years. Or the second one in 1998. After so the first one in 66. Inter Milan, for 45 years after they won their second Champions League trophy. That was 1945. And Sana Oba 2010, 45 solid years. No one J Champions League. Real Madrid Bobo Kuna was the Champions League. Madrid won their 6th Champions League in 1966. Ochem 76. Ochem 86. Ochem 96. 30 years. 1998. And Obaje the 7th Champions League trophy for 32 years. Trophy drought in the Champions League. And so you have Champions League history. And Real Madrid na Champions League next year. On numpo timi ko 32 years. Abra one the Champions League. It is a about Champions League 10 years. That's a Barcelona Nibia. And then news. Barca is building a team. They are playing well. More be for pressure be a mama to Barcelona so. So 10 years and 7. It more question. It is the Champions League we are talking about. Say about competition 70 years, then they want budget here at the 15. As I said, can be beach. Can say Liverpool will go or decide to say or back it off. To send you down and number 110 round from the Alexander Isak dealer. Newcastle as a club has nothing to lose. And Liverpool were born Newcastle. Make us because Alexander Isak, any 1 year contract, Newcastle Bobo. There are teams that play maybe a kind of 1 year. Offers banner so decide this one. There is going to be a lot of pressure on you. Shekwaya Real Madrid, a person di Liverpool faso because Konate ti one na o si akan na Liverpool na kan contract 1 year it is a one ton in it na sa akwada na extend the contract no a ebe wi ase na wo baba be lose no be fan for free na wanya kapre kwakwa bad business it is a kobase office ba sika ba such a player you are going to be forced to sell and then Liverpool super so this idea na be di Crystal Palace because Madrid ya kan contract 1 year it is one only kind na se Konate antena Madrid dey for Konate for free no na Liverpool so kwa for Gehi for free so no so na me see akan fa more no Liverpool but the case of Alexander Isak saying it here he has a contract running after 3 years e wo Newcastle wo ko nim the contract ni be June 30 2028 eti enka 1 year na pressure about Newcastle bo ko so say chinchira on ton because akwada na ten after this particular season obeko for free na just Newcastle aboka sika bebrebe e buy na wanye the top hierarchy when it comes to the playing body of Newcastle bo ko nim senior players ni nyina ye meeting and no makwa share the technical team no makwa share technical team ne say project no mo build no say be ko yie na do mo hwehwe no mo nta be kan e wo so ma Alexander Isak tena it's Newcastle bo ko the playing body and here player because they feel that he's the ideal man for their striking department omo ka kire coach ne say ono so ne mpa ebo no because ni suro nyina ne say Isak be job ho no na wako enti playing body ne pay Isak amanatena technical team ne pay Isak amanatena because omo nyina nim to na betimi lead attack na amade omo hwehwe bi omo nsaka enti such a player and the contract after 3 years a player and the technical team here no na playing body ni here no so wo na obaba beto na so decide say wo ma meto a team na nkasa na oni ni digwa no and na wo boa team no and wo Liverpool and right from day one e wo transfer market ni mneken wo ma na ye clear ni obvious so number 1 option for the striking department is Alexander Isak it is so decide say do na ya won to aso a you are rather losing Newcastle bo ko ne de en mpa bo no abo na na bam because ono no person o keep player no and awo bo ama na keep no so decide say wo work offer can players na omni team or contractor they put up certain behaviors say the be ya omo feel so omo show omo displeasure e dey create team no na and am so my team na jai players na mo mako Xavi Simons de en na mu Ademola Lookman de en na mu but the obey bia so be delete team na free by your Instagram obe delete team the videos the pictures say their free page e social media to show to the team say oboafu any bibia no matter what you do untimi working out of the team say 2 minutes kita wonko anka okọ but this sense untimi working out of the team nintino you have to find ways am obe settle bibia amicably na team ne be ton wa na waton na okọ we've seen players na offers aba for them na team say you ready for omobeton but if you are based on the kind of relationship community team ne work based on the kind of relationship community team ne penny for one they decide that some serious say you join man call whenever I am talking about situations like this or things like this na ma carry Rio Ferdinand e Manchester United Rio Ferdinand say time no bo Leeds United no or say Manchester United offer no or you not really say was so about Manchester United bo no enti kwan bi obefa so no obebo Manchester United bi obebo but one rebellion against the club by friend say Leeds United one go delete pictures of a Leeds United when decided say on go training bi e Leeds United but what he did was that no only CEO na at that time had a good relationship it you go training na no pa bia na upon ya no go CEO in office no only CEO na tenase but say Manchester United peme me pese me kona me kokobo Manchester United there was any bia maye then he talks to the CEO calmly in a nice way to convince him say the be on meja na manako oba training na numero no upon at the same time upon ya no go CEO in office no ni na kwa di nkomo o person okobo Manchester United because of feel say United they are big to the extent say and the na realizing the full potential gradually he did that see we never team player na say and in penifo ne kasa ya convince omo e mo mu join man join Manchester United
benya de bia so ne ekosan bo mama mfa ayelu kamado che an example on Daniel Levy see one channel must watch us omo ye training na not as chess watch us oh yeah and then look how much into any the biana one for sure you be criticize someone for some way.
Yeah.
What you say?
Yeah.
Because we be forced to do you know, you baby attack is a player, no. So Javi Simon, so you say you carry here.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah, you know, not you come once. But look at Modric, a typical example. 1 year Sankada, they live your man
Uncle.
and can look at Modric is the same.
That is very true. But in all these players I can want them again, almost set a price tag. Not team na baba be meeting. No one for now they call. But these players price tag now almost set no. Teams in everybody meeting you. Enti do betimi aye say oni omo bekasa. Na say A B ate no omo bete so a. No matter so.
When you say players in their club say din koma. Any ma be break especially in France and player which is someone crown and team once omo feeling the pa. Yen for say na me yama. Contract no the Barca be sign no. You want yama be break wa Hugo Mendes be jemo. But you say in terms of see two baby no ba be kwa. But on the promise so dey would go by 5 years, so go by 10 years and why you legend. Time now be wa against a club no. E do contract na we sign. And some of you may am here. And no money be because the contract and
Sure.
And the whole contract now be this.
Enti
Some na omo card the day ni na dey.
yeah. Enti ade ba ko say at the end of the day team need 2 minutes na. Enti so rebel say na team need decide say the oye no koye mahimi nton waken. There na won so be ye. Only option bia. Enti also find a way mo be settle things amicably. Because a team need decide say the why you na say o ma train you so you dey okay yen ton. What are you going to do as a player? Because at the moment look my situation, Atlanta Bosika open. Inter team for Sesko na mai. Xavi Simon situation the same thing. Oma Bosika open. Chelsea nyam meeting sika na open no. So can you blame the club?
Ademola look when it's Atlanta for the cheap as around 20 million here. 20 million. Inter ko 40.
Yeah.
I think I want to say.
Can
Waji Europa League amount. Waji or the World Champions League.
Can and
next say do baby say the players is feel. So what you say?
Yeah.
O fa me cheap. What they me buy no. Masai ye niema ba ko mienu bia ba.
the amount.
Me pese me movie. Dia na also be ya mama me. Why you so ten. But there be a clubs. You real players.
Can say Elanga mu ye 50. Na e catch us Ademola look for bika ho. So onye bone.
There's a long and one year you would get obi a
Can price tag of certain players. And no be mo so they are to to key players. Into omo nye boni bia. The players in them find ways no one settle things amicably than the omo ye because the omo ye no. And say Can Rooney Badji. He's a good player. He's a quality player, no doubt. But so be better na Barcelona. Now be feeling at home keke no. Enye enough. You came as a footballer, you have to play. Rooney Badji shouldn't forget say one of the most difficult tasks I remember na brabum the move to Barcelona this year. If you are a young player, I'll be feeling say what the bench and Kenya problem. But can I say if you are sitting on the bench behind player friend say Rafinha and your problem. At least Rooney Badji is 19 years. Rafinha is way older than him. It's your back the jaw. Now if you are warming into the shoes when your opportunity about. But Rooney Badji at Barcelona you want backup. Lami Yama backup. Lami Yama na ye kan ho asem le say here. Open one of the best players we we asia wuntimi monyi Lami Yama mfam frame. And Lami Yama na oti Rooney Badji anim na Badji ye ne backup no. It's an 18-year-old player. It's Rooney Badji as a player shouldn't feel so comfortable with Barcelona. And also making sure so Baba working his way through. Now at least when one of the most relevant players, Yamu Ferran Torres mo, our money status. But anytime they get the opportunity, they prove a point. And Nubi was a Rooney Badji ba no babe. Eddie Martin, my friend, said Barcelona Bobo Kono because 19. They are all the backup 18 years. It is a there is no guarantee that Oba Kwamo. So you need to work extra hard to prove a point. The NTS says Barcelona Bobo Kono keep you. Now see a kind of bomb, okay?